Hi, everybody, and welcome to a show that is comprised of people who are absolutely not in the least bitter that for the third year in a row, they could not get into San Diego Comic-Con. You motherfuckers.
In 5D. You know what
Yes.
the worst part of all of this is that I didn't get to go to Comic-Con. No,
Seriously? No, we went for, well, I think I'm the only one who did it all six, but 6 years straight.
I did 5 years, man.
Well, and that's like, you missed one fucking year, but
And that was because I was serving my country. I was serving the government.
6 years for our groups. A member of our group has been present for 6 years, and for the last 3, the lottery system has fucked us.
Well,
not even like we did
the
something.
last 2 because the year before we like cheated our way in, sort of.
Yeah, we got in, but
here's
it was
the
not.
interesting part. We can do press passes now.
I've never been to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I even forgot it was happening this weekend.
Now that
I need you to go. It's honestly, dude. That was my vacation. Every year, this was my vacation, and
I'm not saying
Nope.
I'm not down to go. I'm just saying that I've never been, and I keep forgetting it's happening until we do our podcast.
So anyways, now that we've been doing this cast regularly, because we used to do it off and on for about a year, we can do the press passes, but they're limited.
So we should get our next year passes now.
No,
we
that's
should
not
just,
how
we
that
should
works.
just apply for both. No, dude, everything is a lottery. All of it. Who gets to go is a total crapshoot.
Mostly crap. Haha, see what I did there?
But the thing is, you also just have to book your ticket, because then you got to remember, you buy your ticket in like December, and it's not till July.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have time to save for it. You spend a couple $100 to get the ticket immediately, and then you just, like, honestly, even if you're saving $50 a month, it's enough to do an okay Comic-Con. Fuck, the first year that we went, me and Eduardo went to Comic-Con, 6 of us got into an Audi A4, which is not meant for 6 people. It is meant for maybe 4 people. One guy's got to lay down on the back of that thing. No, get fucked. That middle seat is meant if you don't like the 5th guy. It's for 4 friends and that guy you were forced to bring. That's what the 5
or
is.
someone's little brother.
So we had 6 people in this fucking car, driving for 10 hours?
Yeah, it was anywhere between 7 and 9 because we got stuck in LA traffic. We were amateurs about it.
And it was made even longer because 2 of the guys in the car insisted on stopping to smoke a cigarette every 10 feet.
Oh, yeah, that was
because he wouldn't let him smoke in his car, which was understandable, but it made the whole process longer.
That's why you should chew.
So, gross. So we fucking get to not San Diego, but Santee, where we stay for way cheaper, and piled 6 people into a hotel room with 2 bedrooms in it.
That's true. And
one of us, I know when I say us, I mean the group, not one of the 2 of us here. So let's go ahead and eliminate us 2.
Yeah.
One of us refused to shower for the whole week that we were there.
Whole time.
We tried to do this great like bed rotation where, you know, everybody got to use a bed, and one guy was basically just like, yeah, I don't share it with people. So I'm taking the bed alone for one day, thus just making more people be on the floor. Which was happy horse shit.
And it was the same dude that didn't bathe.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, I guess you don't want to sleep next to him anyway then, right?
We showed up late just about every day, so we missed tons of shit. We didn't know to sit in rooms and stay in them.
Oh, yeah.
We tried to go... Dude, there was a panel I was dying to see, and the show's canceled. We only went to Comic-Con for 2 years, and both years people found a way to get me to not go to this panel. We tried to show up like 10 minutes before the panel started for G4's Attack of the Show, and it was like, no. Nobody's gotten in or out of this.
To be fair, that first year, we were just not ready for it because
we
were
had
like,
no idea.
We're like, oh, we'll get in line 15 minutes before. What's the problem? But they don't clear rooms, and we didn't know that. Well, we probably heard it, but we didn't know what it meant. So, yeah. But, so we made it a couple of times, and it's a lot of fun. Although,
a blast.
I will say, I don't think I'll be able to go next year.
Fuck you, me and Collapse will go. I don't need you.
I'll try.
I live in Oregon, and I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just, our fucking bid for a house got accepted, so I'm not gonna have any money for a while.
Fuck you, there's always Comic-Con money. Comic-Con, let's talk some Comic-Con, yes? Let's bitterly talk about the things that were revealed at Comic-Con.
Yes, let's do that.
So, I gotta say, first up to bat, I think is gonna be continuation, I guess. A part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Deadly Class. I finally saw the last one we saw was like first look, and the first look is always like a couple of scenes and mostly a guy talking about the show. In this case, it's actually a trailer. Comic-Con, actually, we got a Deadly Class trailer.
Okay.
So it's from the Russo brothers, the guys who did Infinity War.
Okay.
Looks good. I mean, I gotta say, I haven't read the first issue in a while, or the first volume in a while. I have the 4th on my desk. I haven't read it yet, but I'm familiar with the series, but I'm not so familiar that I can look at the trailer and be like, all of this happens, or none of this happens. I'm looking at them going, I'm pretty sure most of this happens. So I'm hoping it's going to be a mostly faithful adaptation, Yeah. It's a great comic series. I talked about it before, so I don't want to jump too much into it, but it's a good series. It's definitely worth a read, and I'm at least going to give the show a try. I think it looks great. I gotta find a way to watch the Sci-Fi Channel because they don't put up their shit anywhere until like a year after it plays. You basically gotta wait for the DVD. I don't want to do that, so I'll figure something out.
Wait, Sci-Fi has its own app.
Yeah, but it's only free if you have cable.
Oh, that's right. I forget you don't do that.
A bunch of those do that. Yeah, no, I don't have cable. Get fucked. What do you think this is? This is the 21st century.
I'm telling you, the only reason I have cable is because it makes my super high-speed internet even cheaper. By the way...
For 6 months, and then you can go fuck yourself.
No, actually, not really.
It's for a year.
No, even before that. Apparently, they don't know how to price. The last couple of times where I've upgraded my service, they were like, well, if you get this other thing, it'll be... cheaper, and I'm like, okay, I'll do that other thing, and then they try to sell me on leasing all their equipment, and of course I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
but
no, I don't know.
Even after the introductory price, it still saved me at least like $20-$30 each time for more stuff.
They've never offered me that shit. All I get is like, we'll re-sign you up for another promotional. No, I'm not calling you every 6 months just to get a better deal. Just sell me the thing that I want without all your bullshit, and I'll pay you the price that is, and everybody can go fuck themselves.
Well, if everything goes the way it's supposed to with said home and me being poor, I'll save some money because they have fiber there. It's gonna be fucking magic.
I have cable. I just never hooked it up, and the box is dead now.
Yeah. How can the
box... Fuck it all. First up, Oroville Season 2. Oroville Season 1 surprised the living dick out of me. Yeah. I really liked it, and the trailer for Season 2 is honestly giving me exactly what I wanted out of Oroville, which was just more of what they were doing. That I didn't like. The show's fine. It's not the best thing I've ever seen. I think it's probably better than some of the Star Treks I've watched. Fuck it. Everybody's thinking to themselves, well, there was that one. I don't care which series it was for you. Everybody has that one Star Trek or if you're a Star Trek fan, I should say. If you're a Star Trek fan, you have that one series where you're like, yeah, that one was shit. This is at least better than that. It's at least better than the worst Star Trek series you can think of.
Yeah, but Star Trek aren't they like season 10 or something like that now? Or like the 10th running of the show or something like that?
No.
It's on another sequel series that's out.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot there. Of course, there's going to be hit and miss there. Like Orville, it's like a one. Like it hasn't gotten to that point yet.
But what I'm saying is, this is at least better than that. It's at least as good as most of the Star Treks, and it's by Seth MacFarlane, which is really weird. And
it's very weird.
Not going to dive too deep into it because we did a review of the first show. I don't remember what episode. You fucking find it. Listen to all of them. I don't care. Find it. It's a good show, and it's like surprisingly good. It doesn't feel like an episode of Family Guy in space. It feels like an episode of Star Trek with a few more humorous bits, to be honest.
Yeah, I like it. I like the fact that it's actually kind of some solid sci-fi. That's what totally surprised the shit out of me. And I know we're not going to go too deep into it, but I will say that is the thing that makes me like the show quite a bit.
And that's what the next trailer looks like it's going to give you. Is just like literally
more
of what they were doing.
Did you see that they debuted Star Trek Discovery Season 2 as well? They debuted that trailer.
I could not care less about Star Trek Discovery Season 1 just because it's behind a paywall.
Here,
fuck you.
Let me give you an even bigger reason why you don't give a shit. So, no, even bigger reason. Star Trek Discovery takes place in the new Star Trek universe.
I know.
And they're introducing the captain from one of the captains from the movies, Captain Pike, into Discovery.
Okay.
Why?
Because they're trying to get people to feel like it's more relevant, and because honestly, it didn't get as many views as they wanted.
No shit, they put it behind a paywall.
They put it behind a paywall and try to do all kinds of weird stuff.
I'll tell you what you can do with your paywall. You can shove it up your ass.
You can tear it down,
paywall.
like Gorbachev.
Tear down your paywall.
Tear down this paywall.
Fucking A. Gorbachev.
But anyway, so you know what? The premise looks interesting, and if it was anything but Star Trek Discovery, I might watch that show.
If it wasn't behind a paywall, I'd watch it.
Yeah, like I'm saying, I'm
Star
not.
Trek.
No, I don't hate Star Trek either. It's just that paywall is kind of shitty and whatnot.
But just in case anybody's wondering, it's next gen and almost exclusively next gen. Fuck you. Next gen was the shit. It's the best one.
Next gen was life.
Okay, no, Star Wars is life. Let's face it, Star Trek does not even compare.
Oh, we don't talk about Star Wars right now.
We are talking Star Trek.
Star Wars at the moment is dead to me.
I don't know. I really
no bullshit. Clone Wars coming back.
Yeah.
Desk flip. Hype.
Okay. Well,
Hype.
I was wondering how they're gonna fucking get that dead horse back.
I liked Clone Wars.
I loved it. I'm not saying I didn't. I didn't expect them to be like, you know what, more Clone Wars. What?
But you know what? Do you know what the world needs? Do you know who the hero the world needs is right now? Star Wars motherfucking Clone Wars.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing.
Honestly, like I need to go rewatch all of it now because they're like, you know what we're doing? More Ahsoka because that's what everybody wants. And I'm like, it is what everybody wants. Thank you for listening to us one time, Disney.
so how does Clone Wars and Rebels intersect?
They don't. They're different time frames.
Yeah, but I thought Ahsoka was in Rebels.
Well, Ahsoka's like a teenager in Clone Wars. So, yes, they intersect with her, but she's an adult by the time Rebels comes around.
Because Rebels is between 4 and 5, right?
Yeah. So, 20 years pass.
Yeah.
20, 30, 20.
I still haven't watched all of Rebels. I need to do that. I've
I
watched all
haven't
of
seen
Clone
any
Wars.
of Rebels because it doesn't stream anywhere. One of the guys at work is such a Star Wars fan, he was like, I will give you my Amazon login if you promise to just watch Rebels. And I was like, I will actually do that.
That's funny.
I'm not going to take his password, but
Moving
I wouldn't rob him blind. Moving on.
on.
Fantastic Beasts 2?
I'm excited.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I didn't hate the first one, which I
I didn't hate the
expected
first
to.
one.
I liked the first one, which is funny because I did not like any of the Harry Potters.
So
That's weird.
that's actually part of what I was just going to ask. Eduardo, you are fan of the books, fan of the movies.
Fan
Yes?
of the books, fan of the movies. I will say that
Well, hold on. They're
no.
I'm
Towards the end of the movie started to drop off when they
okay.
ran out of content and stretched it to several movies.
And Klops haven't read the books.
I've read a couple of them, like the first two, and then I just didn't care.
Okay, and then movies also just didn't care.
Yeah, I think I fell off at like The Prisoner of Azkaban or something like that. I've caught bits and pieces of the other ones when other people were watching them, but like I had no interest.
Okay. And I've never read the books. My wife is like fucking Potter is life. That's her shit. That's her jam.
My
Yeah.
ex was the same way.
So my wife is all about it. So I've seen them all. Then I read the first book when it first came out when I was a kid, and it was fine. And then I just never read any of the other ones because I've talked about it before. I don't read. I read comics and not books because my brain don't read well. And the movies are okay to me, and I was okay with Fantastic Beasts. So Eduardo, as fan, still fan. Next movie, fan, thumbs up.
I'm looking forward to it. I will say that I enjoyed the Beasts a lot more than I enjoyed the plotline of the first movie.
See, that was one of my problems with the first movie. I was like, this is supposed to be about beasts. You guys did not really show me a whole lot of beasts.
So no, so they did show some in what I saw. I liked. I also liked that they applied magic in different ways. My biggest attraction of those films has to be with the world and a lot less with the story, because I already knew the story from Harry Potter, right? So it was really cool to see this world that J.K. Rowling created come to life. Even if
one of my problems was, and even from just watching the movies, at least from the movies, most of the creatures we saw were creatures from real folklore.
Yeah.
And Fantastic Beasts was like, no, we just made a bunch of shit up. They didn't really show anything that's really from folklore. They were just like, no, it's just fucking bullshit.
I'm actually cool with that because again, I wanted to see the books come to life, and I know.
But how are the books coming to life if the books are like A B A B A B and these guys are like B- and C?
Well, there was no
How is
book
it like
for
the
Fantastic
books?
Beasts.
Yes, there is.
No, there wasn't.
There
Originally.
wasn't
Do
originally.
you want me to go
No,
get
no,
it?
no, no. It was movie then book.
Yeah, because originally it's a book that one of the kids is
Yeah,
reading.
it's a book within the book. So what they did is they announced the movie, then released the book, and then the movie came out.
Yeah.
I'm fucking fact checking all of this shit.
That's fine. You can do that. Honestly, with that one, I did like the way that the world was working and like what magic was doing in it, and the beasts and everything in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And I just like that time period setting of like the 1920s as well.
Okay, so for the record, Fantastic Beasts was written in 2001. The movie came out in 2016. It did not come first. The book was...
No, but hold on.
The concept was originally just...
No, hold on. Are you talking about the book that is just like an encyclopedia of the beasts? Or are you talking
I don't know
about
what the fuck the book
yeah.
is. I know that a book called Fantastic Motherfucking Beasts by J.K. Goddamn Rowling was written in 2001.
It's like the Marvel Encyclopedia, but for the...
Okay, but still... Okay, let me ask you this thing, because I didn't fucking read it. Are any of the books from that book in this movie?
Are any of the books from
Yeah,
that book?
You're saying it reads
You're
like an
talking about the
encyclopedia.
monsters in that book.
The beasts, the monsters, the
No, sorry,
really?
you said
the books.
You said
no. Because one is a sink with a foot pump.
No. You said which one of the books is
are
in
any of the books in
I don't care. You know what the
We're like,
No.
Which one of the fucking book monsters
it
are in the
fucking matter
fucking movie?
because he's technically writing that book in the movie. So the question
Are
matters.
any of them in it?
I'm sure there are. It's an encyclopedia. Who fucking buys encyclopedias anymore? I have JK or HarryPotter.wiki or whatever the fuck. I could just look shit up.
Okay, but then, so in other words, even hardcore fans like this is all just made up bullshit. But you're like, but they put a wand in it and a kid with fucking glasses, so we're sold.
Like I said, I don't give a shit about the plot. I just like seeing the magical world come to life.
It's bullshit and it's made up. Whatever.
Everything is bullshit and everything is made up.
Not a fan, but then fan of Fantastic Beasts. Excited or not?
I'm interested in watching it. I don't know if it's going to be one of those ones where I'll stand in line to go watch the movie theaters. I might go see it with friends or something, and that will make it more enjoyable for me. But I'm semi-excited, not super, but just because this is one of my I don't know.
I think he sounds excited. His volume just doubled. Excited.
C movie kind of list of movies that I want to watch.
All right. So I took notes on everything. So this is sort of where I fall. This one looks like it's aiming to be a little bit scarier than the last one. So maybe they're trying to repeat what I think Rowling did very well. Even though I haven't read the books, I've watched the movies and I've confirmed with a lot of fans. She grew with her audience. The books get more mature as they go on, as her audience grew up with the books. So it fit really well. I think from the trailer, it looks like they're trying to take a slightly scarier tone, so aiming for a little bit older of an audience, which, kids who grew up with Fantastic Beasts, it's been a couple of years, they can stand a scarier movie, which is cool. It looked like it had less focus on beasts. First one, even in the trailer, they were like, look, at least we have beasts, even if we fucking made them all up, they're here. This one kind of just seemed more about, filling in plot bullshit. It feels like a Kingdom Hearts handheld game. That's what it feels like. Not
Maybe.
A console release. Feels like a handheld game. What was the last thing I took? And it kind of just suffers from what a lot of movies like this suffer from. Really low stakes. Because you know who lives and dies. Things happen with these characters later. So you know they're not going to die.
I mean, that's just
for most of them.
Superhero movies, too. That's what I find.
Right, and that's sort of the problem, is it's really got the low stakes because we know what's going to happen.
Well,
essentially,
to be fair,
pretty much tell
we know what happens to some of the main names, but some of the
sure, fucking the fat human guy can die.
Or even the main character in Fantastic Beasts, you never see him in the original.
But he
series.
hasn't written the book yet.
But he's in the process of. You don't know how far along he is, right?
Enough to write a bunch of creatures that aren't in the fucking movie.
Yeah, so there you go. So maybe he doesn't make it after movie 2 or 3 or whatever.
My example, I guess, would be I watched the Thing prequel, and I still enjoyed that one, but I knew the ending of that movie.
That movie's not what it should have been.
I agree with you. I agree with you, but I'm just saying. I still enjoyed the movie.
Hey guys, you think this is gonna turn into a rant fest? Yes. Why I think it's gonna turn into a rant fest. Oh.
All the time.
Shut up. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Anybody else see it?
I'm confused.
I saw the trailer. And I wouldn't say I'm confused. Just like, I guess I am confused. Never mind.
Okay, what are you confused about? Let me help you, little baby.
Oh no, it's not even that. Like the choice to go from monster flick to full-blown fantasy anime flick, dude, it is insane.
Well, hold on.
Hold on.
The problem with the last one is that it was very Americanized. They didn't really show off Godzilla. It was like one fight scene that wasn't very long. It was mostly about Bryan Cranston and his son, because Cranston's dead.
And Godzilla made out with that other monster.
For real, there was like a whole. You saw its nuts. I'm pretty sure Godzilla's a girl.
Whole thing.
So this is a sequel that, honestly, did you guys ever watch any of the old Godzilla when he still got a zipper on him? Fucking movies.
Yeah.
They were a little bit more fantasy. There was a whole lot of like running around and kids making friends with giant robots and shit. Like it was like an anime.
I'm not disagreeing with that. It just seems like the tone from the first one to this one, it just...
Well, because they had to, because Godzilla's a known quantity that will make money, but you have to do what the fans are asking or they're not going to watch it. In the last one, people went, BAM! No! So now they're going and trying to emulate what it used to do. I think it's going to work. I'm hopeful. I'm cautiously optimistic.
The reason I'm confused is because on a narrative standpoint, like, this doesn't make sense. Because, and this is just coming from the trailer, so they go from, there's these ancient things under the ground that Godzilla keeps in check. Good, right? In the first one?
No.
That was Kong.
No. What? No.
Kong, it's Skull Island. He was the one.
Wait. I thought those things underground, those monsters... Oh, no, you're right. It was like monsters used to exist. Godzilla is the best of them, and he beat the shit out of them, and then he went to sleep. Yes? Well, then correct me, goddammit.
Sort of. You're not right. You're not wrong. King of the Monsters is a big showdown.
No, I'm not talking about King of the Monsters. I'm talking about the first one.
The first American or the first Japanese one?
The first American one.
Because this is kind of a remake of an existing Japanese one, sort of.
But what I'm saying is, if this is Godzilla 2, as you stated...
At one point, Godzilla expressed dominance in a fight, yes, and is sort of the reigning champion, yes.
Okay, but in the first one, all the other monsters were gone. They were
They uncovered them.
Beaten does not imply gone.
Well,
they were conquered. They were not.
But they were
gone.
like out of the picture.
They were lying in wait and dormant, and then mankind fucking found them and disturbed them, and then
they were shown the fuck up and went, all right, we're gonna back off. So this new one says mankind came around and was like, sup. So they're waking up.
Okay, so the first one was them waking up and them getting their asses kicked.
No, the first one, those two creatures were a something else. This one is the creatures waking up.
Okay, see, that's what I'm trying to say. Those first creatures in the first one, what that movie was implying was that...
They were a something else.
Yeah, well, apparently they were around a long time ago, and then Godzilla kicked their ass the first time.
Think of them more like a creature from Skull Island. They weren't a Titan. So the Titans are what you're going to see in this one, and that's what they talk about Godzilla conquering. Godzilla conquered the Titans. Those little creatures were super fucked up for us, but it's the kind of shit King Kong has, giant dinosaur lizard monsters.
Yeah.
It's implying that these things are around just in fewer numbers. This next one is going to deal with a different set.
Yeah. So we're saying
Godzilla set.
So what I'm trying to get to is, in the first one, he conquered these little nothings, right?
Yes.
And then in the second one, they're saying, like... Because in the first one, they mentioned nothing about the Titans. That was nothing. Nothing was there. They didn't talk about any of that.
Right.
And then now in the second one, they're like, oh, guess what it is? There's a shit ton of these things, and Godzilla's now going to fight them. And
they only showed 4.
That's a shit ton in comparison to 0. I'm just saying.
1.
Okay.
Well, 2, because Kong is known on this, so 2. There's 2.
I mean, other than Godzilla?
Godzilla and Kong.
Yeah, those are the 2 Titans that we know of.
So there's 2.
But Godzilla wasn't a Titan in the first one. He was just... Gojira.
But you're saying even big fuck off things. There's big fuck off lizard, there's big fuck off monkey. That's 2 things. Now there's 5 things. It's a lot more, but it's not like a lot more. It's not like there's 30 fuck off things.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we doubled the fuck off things.
We more than doubled the fuck off things, yes.
Okay.
But there's that whole rule where once something happens once, it's going to continue happening exponentially. Fucking.
I was gonna say, how are we gonna have the cage match battle royale between monsters if there's not more than like 5?
It just doesn't make sense in this universe, is what I was trying to say.
Destroy all monsters. That's the one I was thinking of. This is like destroy all.
But I think this is gonna be a fun flick. Watching this happen, I just think it's gonna be just like the first one, where no one gives a shit about the plot, and they just want to see Godzilla kick some monster ass.
I mean, that's all I ever do is want to watch kaiju battles.
So. What I noticed, so that first movie, one of the big problems, Godzilla was in the movie so little, right? Most of that movie is just seeing glimpses of Godzilla and not seeing Godzilla. This one, in the trailer, front and center, firing shit into the sky is Godzilla. So I think that's one of the things they're going to fix. I have a feeling this movie is going to be a whole lot of kaiju. And they help doing that by making it 4 instead of just Godzilla and these 2 lizard monsters that nobody gives a shit about. This is actually 4 known monsters, and that's just what we've seen in the trailer.
So correct me if I'm wrong. I saw Mothra.
Yes.
A giant turtle.
Oh, I didn't notice the turtle. Is he in it too?
Yeah, dude. They show the turtle head when the lady's talking about Titans and how they need to come back or something.
Are you talking about the thing that was bumping the little girl being friendly?
No. Maybe.
No?
It looked like a turtle head.
Okay. Okay, maybe I just missed... So that's Gamera. Okay. Gamera's kind of like a frenemy to Godzilla.
Okay, and then, so Mothra, the turtle, and then the Hydra. I forget the name.
That's Gyrodin.
Yeah, so which one did I miss? Because you said...
So, the ones that I had were Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan. Rodan is another frenemy. It's the big pterodactyl monster.
Oh, I guess I got Mothra and that one confused.
Yeah, so it does distinctly show one is a big moth thing, and that's the... I think we're going to see Mothra in its, like, worm state. Because I rewatched the trailer today, and there's, like, a thing, like, the girl who plays 11, so that's another thing I'm excited about. Stranger Things, the little girl from Stranger Things is in it, and she's great. She has like this thing she reaches out to and it like pokes its head towards her. I thought maybe you were saying that's the turtle, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be a caterpillar Mothra that's then going to chrysalis and Mothra the fuck out.
Okay, so what's the name of the turtle? I'm looking at
Gamera.
Gamera and new Godzilla. Let's see what's up.
Yeah, I don't think they showed Gamera, but they might have.
I wonder if they're going to bring back the monster that they showed at the end of Skull Island.
See, I haven't seen Skull Island.
So at the very end of the credits, they just kind of hinted at this movie.
At this movie?
Yeah, because they talked about how there's more than just these creatures, more than just Kong and these creatures, and they're starting to wake up.
What did it look like? What did they show?
It looked like a kind of dinosaur, not like Godzilla dinosaur, but it was what's the other one that he really fights?
Mecha Godzilla?
No.
There is a Mecha Godzilla. There's also a Mecha Godzilla.
There is a Mecha Godzilla.
Okay, are we spending too long on Godzilla? Do we need to move on?
Might be.
Klops is looking through. This is Googling live. Shazam! Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I at first like just kind of saw it and was like, man, and then I watched the trailer and I was like, okay, I'm in.
I had my doubts about Zach Levy, but he's fitting for the role really well.
I had no interest in this movie until I saw that trailer. I'm gonna be real.
I think that's a lot of people, though. I'm still seeing people like, the suit's dumb. Okay, if that's the only thing keeping you from watching the movie, then fuck you. Like, fuck you. It's just a suit. They can fix it in a sequel. Fuck you.
The suit's always been dumb, though. It's just...
It's always been dumb. It's a red onesie with a lightning bolt.
Yeah, it's fucking shiny pants. Although the glowing threw me off a little bit, I will say.
You gotta do something for the movie.
It feels like when I wear my my shirt that has the built-in Iron Man fucking circle. That's what it feels like.
Is that even comfortable?
It's not uncomfortable.
Fair enough, I guess. Yeah, I think it looks good. I think they chose an interesting enough villain for it.
Okay, I don't know who it is. I know very little about Shazam, to be honest.
It's Dr. Savannah? Savannah. Dr. Savannah.
It was Ghidorah, the three-headed dragon one.
Gideon?
What did I get her in?
I think it's King Ghidorah or some shit.
But yeah, so Shazam, Dr. Savannah, he's evil mad scientist. He went up against the Outsiders and the Titans a couple of times. But I like that they're kind of doing a brains versus brawn story instead of doing... I talk about this on Bias Bros, by the way, so I'm going to keep it short here. But I like that they're not just doing Shazam versus Black Adam right off the bat because it's too much like Superman and Zod. I like that they're doing very, very different powered heroes. I think that's a really... It's a smart way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it gives you, you know... Your hero has to try a little bit harder because it's not just outclassing at a game he's already good at. You know what I mean?
So I was wrong. It wasn't a skeleton. It was a cave painting of Godzilla fighting a three-headed flying monster.
Ah, okay. So yeah, that's Girardin.
Yep.
And that's why I think they're bringing up Mothra and oh my god, I just said its name. Yeah, and Rodan. They're getting them because they're kind of frenemy monsters to all fight Ghidorah.
King Ghidorah.
Nobody. We're done. Okay, so that was Shazam. I think it looks good. I think Zach Levy's pulling it off. I like that they, even if it is padded, like the suit's padded. So,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
to be fair, though,
it looks like the version I remember in like the DC.
right, he was always built kind of big and tanky. That's what he looks like.
yeah, Shazam's actually buffer looking than Superman.
Kinda, yeah. In a lot of things, he is. It looks fine.
Because you know
the whole
why?
movie looks fine.
You know why? Because it's supposed to be a child's idea of a superhero.
Exactly.
That's why. Yeah, I get it. You know what? The jokes so far are pretty good. It's weird. I know who they're using for the voice of Shazam, and it's really hard. The actual wizard Shazam.
Who is it?
It's do you remember in Guardians of the Galaxy, the bad guy from the beginning when he's stealing a thing and he goes, "I'm Star-Lord." He goes, "Who?" He's been in a bunch of stuff.
Huh.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure,
I
dude.
can fact check you right now.
If you okay, if you want to be a dick about it in general, but I'm
Do
not
it.
sure.
Do it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, eat my
I don't
dick.
know. I'm probably gonna butcher his name, but Jaimon Honsu. I'm probably
so
butchering.
here's
I
my
apologize.
problem is that he's supposed to be an old long-haired wizard, and I just can't see him with hair because most of the things he's been in, he doesn't have hair.
Yeah.
So it was throwing me off a little bit. By the way, I will say that when I come up to Portland, I have a spoon so you can eat my ass because I was right about that.
Okay. I also think the transformation looks great. So the whole thing with Shazam is he says it, a bolt of lightning hits him and he transforms.
Yeah.
If it was like this slow transformation where like lightning comes down and they'll probably do it once, but they already showed a cut where he literally just goes Shazam and it goes poof and then he's Shazam.
That's how it was in the cartoon too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It needed to be this quick, like it's done. You can get away with one big slow-mo transformation, but doing it every time would kill it once.
Again, remind me, what was his weakness in the comic books?
Magic stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I mean, you could get him to say Shazam, hold somebody hostage and make him say it, and then he's just a kid, and you cover his mouth and he can't.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
I mean, to my knowledge, like I never like collected Shazam comics. He's more in.
Yeah, no. I get it. I just.
Um.
It's weird that I never collected Shazam comics either because he's like the stereotype child hero fantasy.
Yeah, no. I mean, so the weakness is just anything that weakens magic, and the fact that he's fucking 10.
That's true.
Can't brain him.
His reactions are very 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, dude, let's talk about something that we can all agree sucks. The Teen Titans show.
Yay, we're to this point.
We're about half an hour in, so I figured it was time to get ranty.
So take it like this, folks. This is like,
go pee because
this is like the one time we'll all agree until like 6 months down the road when there's something else.
when this actually airs.
Oh man.
Yeah, I guess. Or
So,
something else comes up that we find out that we all agree upon, and we're like,
let
what?
me just say that the Grayson character looks the part, but
He looks the part when he's in costume, and then the minute he takes the mask off, I'm like, the fuck are you?
Exactly.
You're not my dad.
Also, Starfire still looks fucking ridiculous.
You know, I was telling you guys about this before we got on, but I'm going to say it on here too. I'm a little pissed off because as far as I saw, when those set photos came out that we talked about, again, on a past episode, but when those set photos came out, she's wearing the coat. She's like, guys, that's that's not a set photo. That's me. You know, it's really cold where we're filming, and I'm just wearing that coat to keep warm. First thing you see in the trailer is her wearing that exact coat.
Yeah. Also,
why the hooker coat?
I don't know about why the hooker coat, but obviously she's a hooker.
Well, she's a fat hooker.
She's also a very damsel in distress, which does not go with that character.
And also, I don't understand the curly hair call. She always had straight hair as far as I remember, and the actress has straight hair. So why did we purposely curl her hair?
I don't get it. I don't get what happened.
Why is half her hair blue and half of it black? Why isn't it just all blue?
It's red.
No, what you're talking about somebody else.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Raven.
Yeah,
Starfire. No, they made it curly, and it just doesn't make sense. I just don't understand why you'd be like.
Apparently,
hey, it looks like the character.
Apparently, the original character design, from the very first comics of Teen Titans, showed her with really long curly hair.
Curly?
Yes.
I remember it being.
Show me the picture.
I'd have to find it
because I don't believe you.
You don't have to believe me.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Original Starfire.
Yeah, this is the fact checking episode.
Yeah, no,
everybody.
I would still argue that this is wavy, not curly.
Oh no, that's wavy as fuck. That's like, to be fair though, that's like the '80s version of curly, which wasn't really curly. It was just uber wavy and permed.
But even in later ones, they show that they're clearly going for the same hairstyle, and it's not drawn how you would draw curls. It's almost drawn in like a poofy fashion.
It's like matted. I don't get the curly. I don't like the curly.
Yeah,
and
I don't like it either.
It doesn't work.
It's just, I saw that and I was like, I guess maybe.
Here's the thing, though. I will say that from the Starfire character, they haven't shown us enough to really make a call of how the actor is going to portray her, but so far the looks she doesn't have down.
Yeah, clearly all we can talk about is aesthetic. I don't know anything about the plot or the acting because all they showed us is the kid saying "fuck Batman" and then crying a few times.
To be fair, though, there was the other parts of it where they showed Raven, and I don't know.
The effects are terrible.
But isn't it a TV show or some shit?
I've seen better.
My girlfriend also made a point that she believed that something was leaked about it, so they hurried up and rushed out the trailer. So that might be why the effects aren't that great, but I don't think they're going to be all that great anyway.
Either way,
yeah,
I'm not excited about this. It doesn't help that it's behind a paywall, and we all know how we all feel about paywalls. They suck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't going to watch this abomination anyway, so.
All right, y'all want to talk about Aquaman now? Because we're on the DC train.
Yeah, sure. I honestly am interested in Aquaman. It looks like it'll be good.
I like how fucking Bonsai's like, I don't really care about any of this. DC sucks.
No, it's not even. No, let Klops go. You'll be surprised what I say about Aquaman.
All right, go ahead, Klops.
I mean, that's pretty much it. I just saw the trailer and I just think it's going to be good, which is kind of weird because DC has sucked so hard over the last couple of years.
So I'm kind of in the same camp. We saw 2 DC trailers. I was really excited for Aquaman. I think Shazam outdid it.
Oh, yeah.
But mostly because Aquaman is more like sort of just on par with what I was expecting out of it. I've kind of been following the production pretty closely, as has my cousin on the Bias Bros.
I think it's...
but don't you judge me for plugging.
No, that's fine. That's what we're here for.
No, him. He's shaking his head. Fucking... Fuck you. So it looks really on track with what I've been expecting. I think the trailer had a lot of shots that make it look like a big chunk of the movie takes place on land. But from what the director James Wan has said is only about 1/4 of the movie is on land. Everything else is underwater action, which is what I want. I don't want Aquaman saving a beach town just so we can justify a cheaper production cost. You're already spending several million, billion, whatever however stupid amount of money you're spending on this. It's enough that you can make this thing look like it's underwater. And they did.
I have a prediction.
Okay.
I have a prediction that Shazam and Aquaman are going to do great. And here's why. nobody knows much about the characters of the mainstream.
Yep.
So it's going to be much harder to fuck them up. Also, even when they're starring in anything other than their own comic books, they're still B characters, right? Like, I haven't, like, I think the only time I've seen Shazam be completely showcased was when he was a bad guy in one of the alt books.
No, he had his own run, and he was in the Batman and Superman Most Wanted. He was done really well. He's also a big part in Young Justice.
Yeah, but I've never seen him just like take the reins of something and run with it, right? In the mainstream.
He's one of the main villains in Batman and Superman Most Wanted.
Yeah. Well, isn't that's the thing with the earwig, right?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Earwig.
Okay.
This was Luthor convincing everybody that.
Oh, convincing. Okay, so there was a, if I remember correctly, Shazam was taken over in one of the comic runs, which is I thought what Most Wanted was based on. He's taken over by either Luthor or somebody with this little worm thing that gets in his ears and they control him.
Oh, maybe that's part of it. It's been a while since I've seen it. I just remember him being in it a lot. So I can agree. I think Aquaman and Shazam will do really well for them, but I also think a lot of it goes into what the directors and the crew have done. Like, Jason Momoa has even talked about how this was a really painful shoot because they were on wires hours upon hours upon hours a day for weeks straight shooting this thing. But honestly, that's what you have to do to make this movie work. And they're going through the paces to make the movie work. I think it looks really good. I think Momoa's good for it. And the costumes are on fucking point. Oh my god, that poster looks like a fucking fanfic. You know what I mean? How like the fans will Photoshop in, but it always ends up looking closer to the comic than the movies did. This, seriously, it looks great. Everything is almost comic perfect. It's exactly what you want out of these costumes.
Yeah.
Redunk.
I agree.
It's like somebody paid attention to what they were making. Holy fuck.
It was, yeah,
Who would have thought that that's all it would take?
Pretty good.
Right? Fucking mind blown to bits.
But yeah, no, I'm excited for it. All right, what else came out of...
Sitting on that DC train?
Yeah, let's keep... The DC
Arrow on the CW. These are my actual notes. Looks like Arrow. Very Arrowy. A lot of feelings in just the trailer. That's what I got.
Wow. You know what? I don't know how I feel about it because I stopped watching it. I had to take a break.
It's not good.
I never cared about Arrow.
It's not good.
Once the Hawk people showed up, I had to take a break.
Speaking of the Hawk people, we'll just move through them. Legends of Tomorrow, where the Hawk people started and are already not on that show anymore because I'm pretty sure they're both dead or something.
Isn't that what what's supposed to happen with them? They're tragic that way?
Yeah, but so there's only 2 people from the original cast now.
Oh.
They're all gone.
Well, that sounds more like Suicide Squad than
3?
fucking Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not good. So here's what I wrote down, and I gotta say, I wrote this down, then my wife walked in and said literally what I had wrote down without having read it. Looks like a shitty Power Rangers for tweens, but it's got Constantine this season. And it's the dude from the canceled Constantine show that was actually really good. Now I'm like, well, fuck. You got one great thing.
So much. That show, I love Constantine, and I've actually
was good.
No, not even that. Look, I've loved Constantine from, and I know this is stupid. I got introduced it from the Keanu Reeves version, and I thought it was fucking great. And you know what I did? I went back, and I got like the first 4 volumes of the original, and it was hard because the ones where they're in the 80s version. Oh my god, I wanted to kill myself.
The 90s one is good, though.
Yeah. So once like, yeah, no, the problem with the 80s one is that there's so much politics and metaphysical hippie bullshit. Like, it is fucking bad. And, like, they even try to do a punk rock run, and
that's awesome.
Painful. But
I'm picking that up.
The overall stories are great. So, I got super into it. And that show came out, and I was like, you know what? It's not like any of the other versions that I've seen, but it's pretty good. I liked him and well, I forget the character's name. Him and his driver a lot. The girls that I couldn't give a shit about. Like, it felt like she could just go away and it would have been fine. These arcing plot lines weren't really working so far, but I like the Monster of the Week whole thing.
Yeah. No, and it was the perfect series for that. So he's in it. It makes me want to see it. I don't like it, though. I don't
He
like
needs
that. I
to
want
get
to
his
see
own
it.
show.
Yeah.
Like a good one.
Hopefully CW will spin it out if he does well enough.
Yeah, and I still want Justice League Dark.
Yeah, Del Toro's not going to do it, but maybe somebody else will. All right, Disenchantment, the new one from Matt Groening. We finally got a longer trailer for it. Matt Groening doing a Netflix medieval show.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So Matt Groening, the guy who did Simpsons and Futurama,
Yeah.
is doing a Netflix original show set medieval. It looks funny as shit, honestly.
Is it also a cartoon?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Their whole big trailer that they released before was he's done the present, he's done the future, now he's doing the past. But it's great. It's about a girl, like a princess who is supposed to get married, a goblin, and like a shadow demon or something, who are running away and just trying to carve out their own story. They don't want to be their prototypical selves, you know?
That's funny.
It looks really good. A couple of good jokes in the trailer. It's got all the usual voice cast you would expect. It looks great. I'm into it. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch that one.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm looking at the pictures here. It looks pretty good.
Krypton. My only note says, fuck this show. Brainiac looks cool, though.
Okay, again, I have no idea what this is.
Krypton. It's a sci-fi original series about a dude who goes back in time to save Krypton, but still have Superman go to Earth, I think.
Oh, my brain.
Okay. I mean, I get the concept.
No, but Brainiac looks cool, though. I'm going to send you a picture. It's the only thing I took out of this whole
I'm looking at it, and yeah, he looks pretty cool.
Yeah, if you just type in Brainiac Krypton, it's what pops up. Like, no, that's how Brainiac should look. It looks dope as fuck. So I'm cool with that. But the rest of the show looks like a hot bag of garbage.
Who's the main character supposed to be?
Some dude.
I don't think he was somebody. Let me look and see if I recognize the name. It follows Superman's grandfather, Seg-El, whose family, the House of El, has been ostracized and shamed. Seg-El fights to redeem his family's honor and save his beloved world from chaos.
Oh, so this is a prequel.
Yeah, but it also involved time travel as far as I understood. I could be wrong about that. I haven't actually watched it. Oh, here we go. Sean Sipos as Adam Strange, a human from the future who forewarns Seg-El of Brainiac and tells him of his yet-to-be-born grandson, Kal-El, better known as Superman. So, Adam Strange is in it.
Okay.
Brainiac does look dope.
Brainiac looks super dope, though.
Yeah.
So, I guess if you just want to see super dope Brainiac, check this out. And other than that, nah.
I'm not against this.
No. Legacy. It's a Vampire Diaries spinoff. Even my wife, who was a fan of Vampire Diaries, was like, eh.
Wait, didn't
So
they already have a spinoff?
No, this is another one. It's about a girl who's literally, and I'm not kidding here, part werewolf, part vampire, part witch. She's just the fucking shittiest Oreo cookie of cliches ever.
Yeah, she's all three of the major factions, if I recall from what I knew about that show.
Okay.
I got through half a season and went, eh. So what I thought it was going to be...
werewolf, and then she was a vampire, and then she learned witchcraft.
Or she could have been a witch
she just
got bit by a...
She just can't decide what class she wants to go as, so she's multi-classing.
No, yeah, right. She's the fucking worst player in that game, I guarantee it. None of you better do that in our game, I swear to God.
You know, here's the deal. I thought it was going to be more like The Covenant. So that's why I watched it, and it wasn't.
But that's sort of my problem with it, is like, just from this trailer, it looks like they took a little bit of Underworld, a little bit of The Covenant, a little bit of Supernatural, kind of mixed it up in a pot and went, tweens!
You know, I know at this point it's not going to happen, but I want The Covenant too.
Chemical tween!
Right. And they made the shittiest little Powerpuff Girls the world could imagine.
Covenant 2. I'm just saying.
Is it really? No, don't get my hopes up.
No, it's not.
Like that movie.
It's dude, that was World of Darkness. That was World of Darkness on the screen. That's why I loved it so much. But no, it's not going to happen.
Door and everything. It was
all right.
Young Justice. Season 3.
That's a cartoon, right?
I thought I already had season 3.
Season 4? Season 3.
Because they had season 3. They had 1 and then 2, and
I'm gonna look.
3 was the last one, I thought.
Young
I haven't watched
Justice.
season 3.
Yeah, nobody has because this is season 3.
Okay, then it was season 2 I was thinking of.
Yeah,
Because I watched all
2
season 1.
Season 2 is really good. This is maybe wait. I'm getting conflicting information. I don't know. Fuck it. Just watch the show. There's a bunch of it, and you'll probably like it. I'm literally getting conflicting information. Some of it lists a season 3. Some of it lists it just as Young Justice Outsiders, like it's its own thing. I don't know. Fucking look it up.
All right. So, is there any
comic
book news from Comic-Con that you want to talk about?
I wasn't there, and that's unfortunately not the news that comes out of these things.
Yeah, that's kind of
like
bummy.
You know, there's series. I know DC is doing more of the Hanna-Barbera crossovers. See, you were like, this is super dumb. I was like, it's dumb but charming, and my cousin is like desk flipping, all in hype for these comics.
Well, see,
he's all about it.
Here's the thing. I know nothing about the original characters. Sorry, Clubs, go ahead.
I mean, I'm just gonna say, like, I kind of want to see the Herculoids go into stuff. That'd be kind of cool.
It's not. Well, Herculoids they're in what's called Future Quest. So Future Quest is a combination of Johnny Quest, the Herculoids, and Space Ghost.
Okay, I probably read that one.
As an actual like serious space action drama.
I kind of want the Space Ghost from Coast to Coast to be in it, like that.
Just like quipping and being an asshole.
Yeah, and then the other two could be serious. That's fine. I just want him to not be.
So they also did Wacky Raceland, which only did 1 volume and got canceled, but I thought it was brilliant. It was so good. And Scooby-Doo Apocalypse, which is strangely good and is still going. So now these are just one-shots. These are not going to become series, or at least there's no plan to. So they're doing Yogi Bear versus Deathstroke.
Okay.
So it's in this case, it's, how did they put it? Yogi Bear. There's this spirit bear that lives in the woods called Yogi that used to be content with stealing a few picnic baskets or bits and bobs, and now has taken to eating people. So they call in Deathstroke to clear it out.
And see, here's the wacky part, is that I'm not against these comics being made. I just don't know enough about the Hanna-Barbera characters to get excited about it. You know what I mean?
It's funny.
As a kid, and like it'd be great to watch read these as comics.
Yeah, but most of the time these were on fucking cable, except for Scooby-Doo, which was fucking everywhere. So these are more like
these are the Saturday morning comics you either buy to collect or you give them to like a young kid who doesn't really know anything about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not against them. I think it's ridiculous because of like the story about Deathstroke sounds like a fucking one of those shitty sci-fi original movies that I like.
But that's kind of why I'm in on that, like it does sound like a shitty sci-fi movie.
Yeah, or sorry, sci-fi.
Sci-fi. Yeah, I'm kind of in just because it's really weird and really stupid, and I kind of like things like that.
Same. I'm sure I would enjoy it just because of that premise.
Right. And I'm trying to find... Sorry, there was a particular article I read that went over 4, because apparently there's a few of these that I just did not know about.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them from what I saw.
Oh, where's the article I sent you, though? So another one was, it was Superman and Top Cat fighting Kalians. They're aliens made of kale.
Okay.
And isn't Huckleberry in it too?
Wait.
Huckleberry Hound was in a different one.
If they're made of kale, does that mean they had C-Lab 2020 in there as well?
One could only hope, but unfortunately doubtful. Oh, there's also the Flintstones one that's a running like drama series that's supposed to be really good. I don't know. Don't.
If it plays like The Sopranos, I'll read it.
Like, it kind of does. It's all about...
That's...
like, yeah. I forgot all about that. Sorry, I'm trying to find this list. Apparently there's one where it's Speed Buggy versus The Flash in a race.
Okay.
There was... Fuck, I'm trying to remember what these were. Why can I not find these now? They're real, and I'm not insane. Suicide Squad and the Banana Splits. That's a thing. This one is what's his name? Exit stage left. Snagglepuss.
Yeah.
Court case. Hey. So it's just a Snagglepuss and Booster Gold.
Oh, somebody nobody gives a shit about.
I like Booster Gold, damn you. Damn you straight to hell.
I feel like you only like it because he was in DCU.
No, I actually like Booster Gold. Booster Gold's fucking hysterical.
He's just like a rich guy from the future that got stranded, right?
No, he came back in time to try and build fame and fortune for himself. He's an asshole. And then he accidentally brings back evil robot who uses his knowledge of the future to cause chaos and bring evil. He used Booster Gold to come back in time the whole time. He was an evil robot.
Evil robot.
So Jabberjaw and Aquaman.
Oh, see, I was gonna say Jabberjawing on it. Oh,
Black Lightning and Hong Kong Phooey.
okay.
There's just a Captain Caveman comic. Like apparently it's just straight up Captain Caveman.
Captain Caveman.
The Teen Titans and what was his name? He had the stupid robot dog, and he was like Falcon or something, or like Red Falcon and Dynamite.
Oh,
it was a dude and like a Falcon
Yeah.
thing with an F on him, and then he had Dynamite, which was like a broken robot dog.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think it's fucking
You think it's fucking
Falcon.
Falcon? He thinks it's Falcon and not fucking. Just for
I mean,
the
fucking
record,
could work as well, I guess. I don't know.
his name he's a fucking.
He's a fucking and
He's a fucking-
Dynamo Dog.
fucking and a fucking dog.
Falcon and Dynamo Dog.
Okay, what else were we talking? Okay, and then the last one I had was just Titan. That's everything I saw. That's all of it. That's all.
I'm probably gonna pick up the Aquaman Jabberjaw because I really like.
You should. I think you should. I kind of want Deathstroke Yogi Bear.
I want that one too, and I also kind of want. What was the other one you mentioned? The apocalyptic Scooby Doo one.
Scooby Apocalypse is actually supposed to be really good. My buddy's been trying to get me to read it for a while, and I haven't not read it, on purpose or anything. It was more just I just haven't. Oh, I finally found the list. Green Lantern and Huckleberry Hound. Set against the turbulent backdrop of the 1970s, Green Lantern and Huckleberry Hound joined forces to take a stand on the issues of that era. Returning from recent duty in Vietnam, veteran Marine John Stewart, now a member of the Green Lantern Corps, contemplates what, if anything, he should do about the issues tearing his country apart. Meanwhile, Huckleberry's comments against the Vietnam War have left him a celebrity outcast, and a visit back home to Mississippi puts him face to face with the civil rights movement. What can one man and one hound do?
And on that note...
No, hold on. There's more. I'm not done.
No,
You're not cutting me off.
we're done.
Nightwing and Magilla Gorilla.
Catch us on
famous
Tuesday.
Hollywood talent agent is found brutally murdered.
Oh, I want to mute you
Suspicion
so
and evidence
bad.
seem to point to his most
If you
famous
guys just
client,
see him moving and don't
Oscar-winning
hear an
actor
audio,
Magilla
it's because
Gorilla.
I've muted
Dick
him.
Grayson. What? Do you really mute me?
No.
Okay.
Why would I do that?
Donning his Nightwing costume and joining forces with the simian suspect, he's got one night to prove the monkey doesn't belong in a cage. Come on! You're not gonna read Magilla Gorilla defended.
I know
Nightwing.
what not. I know not what that is.
I know I know you
It's
don't
so
know.
good.
It's like I watched all these rerun cartoons when I was a kid, like on Cartoon Network and shit. And then they went to Boomerang, and I fucking got Boomerang just to keep watching them because they were
They're so good.
they were so good. And
I'm
so,
sorry,
like,
I have no nostalgia for this, so it does nothing
but-
for me.
So later
Watch
on,
them now, they're still good.
they were acquired by what? Fucking Adult Swim, right? Like they started gathering up like Hanna-Barbera cartoons where we got Space Ghost Coast to Coast and Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, and I still liked them then. Just to watch that whole like
So good.
kind of childhood figures kind of like do these other ridiculous things, and now there's comic books on them. I'm sold. I'm in. Table flip in.
That's fine. Y'all do you. I'm just saying it does nothing for me. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying I don't
How are
have
you
the
not
hype
gonna read
excitement.
Superman versus the Kalians.
I don't even
Yeah.
watch.
Aliens,
I don't.
Eduardo.
I don't even read normal Superman. I can't stand his ass.
I don't like Superman either, but I would read that one. Just for aliens.
Just to go against you, I would read that one.
Cause fuck you.
Yeah. All right. On that note, catch us on Tuesdays on twitch.tv, Metagame Network.
Blam. Well
Blam.
said.
Also, check us out at 5dpodcast.com. We also have our alternate podcast, and by we, I mean Bonsai and his
Woo.
cousin. Bias Bros. That's also on the website and iTunes. You can find 5D Podcasts on Podbean, and I think I'm done with the plugs. Final thoughts, Bonsai.
Kalians.
Great. Final thoughts, Klops.
Jabberjaw.
Jabberjaw. That would be so good, and they actually draw like a shark.
Jabberjaw.
That's the best part.
Oh
Klops.
wait,
They don't
I
draw
do
cartoon,
remember
he's drawn like a shark.
Jabberjaw.
Oh, that's
Yes!
even better.
I remember Jabberjaw. Didn't he? Wasn't he like a knockoff Scooby Doo? That whole thing.
Well,
Yes.
all of them were knockoff Scooby Doo. Like,
So was Speed Buggy. Speed Buggy was a talking car who would.
with a gang of kids.
Yes, and they solve mysteries.
Hong Kong
No,
Fui was a
they-
talking kung fu dog with a gang of Asian kids.
That's racist,
Did he have
and
a
that's
gang
where
of
I'm ending
Yeah,
it.
no, that's literally what it was. It was all just Scooby Doo knockoffs in different kind of ways.
Final
But
words, Klops.
Scooby Doo was the shit.
Final words, Klops.
Jabberjaw.
Yeah, that's what I figured. All right.
Boop, 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 boop.
Bye.